Hey everybody, it's Steve. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a quick version of our Delta faucet repair. We have a leak here at the base of this cold handle. We're going to replace the cartridge that's inside, and luckily it's something that even I can do. This version will be quick and we'll assume that you do not run into any issues with the faucet. Now, I do have a longer version which covers everything in a lot more detail. I have a link for that. That's up here and down in the description below. So if you want to check that one out, feel free. It is much longer, but it does deal with things in a lot greater detail. All right, with that, let's get started. You will need some tools, and minimally you will need a wrench, preferably an adjustable wrench that spans to at least 1 inch. You will need an Allen wrench. This one is a 3/32 nut that we're going to be dealing with. I also did it with a Torx screwdriver bit. That was a number 10, but I'll use an Allen wrench today. And you might need a set of channel locks. We'll see. Then lastly, you'll need this a little pin or something else that you can poke into a really small, tight area. And of course, you'll need your replacement part. The part in this case is a 60400, and you have to make sure you get that because that is the only one that works with this Delta Diamond Seal faucet. Okay, with that, let's get started. Okay, next we need to turn off the water supply to the faucet. So you can either do that at the main, which controls the water for the whole house, or you can go under the sink and there's some controls down there. So make sure you turn off the hot or the cold, whichever one you're working with. I do recommend using the whole house one because it's a little bit more reliable. Sometimes these will end up leaking after you're done, but your choice. Okay, let's confirm the cold water is off. Actually, they're both off, but we'll make sure that the cold is off. I'm going to turn it into the full on position, and you can see no water's coming. All right, next, we're going to make sure that nothing falls down our drain while we're working. We're going to have a couple small parts, so I'm going to push this, or you can use the stopper back here if you want. Either one, make sure you have it so that nothing can go down the drain. All right, next we need to remove the set screw, but it is covered with a little blue cap located right here. So we need to remove that cap. I have a little pin for that, and we're going to stick that in there as close to the edge as you can, and you're just going to pop it out. All right, there it is. All right, next we're going to remove a small set screw that's inside. If you're using an Allen wrench, it's a 3/32. Again, if you use a Torx, which I have used on some of the other faucets here, it's a number 10. But we'll just insert this, and it's going to be turning to the left. This screw holds the handle into place. All right, there it is. Set that aside. Make sure you don't lose it. All right, next, you're going to remove the handle itself. That should just lift straight up. And now you can see the piece that we need to replace. That's the cartridge. So here's our replacement. They are different. You get two. One is for the cold and one is for the hot. So it says on the handle here, left side. We actually need the right side. This is the right side. So this is the one that we want to use. So if you look at the one that's in there now, you want to make sure that the new one that you're going to put in is set up so that it looks the same on the top. So it's not quite right. So I'm just going to turn this so that it looks the same. And that way when we put our handle back on, everything will be set up correctly. Okay, so there we go. And we can take a picture of this before we remove it. That's always a good way to remember how it was set up in case you forget. So next we need to remove the cartridge itself. It's actually held in there by this nut right here. It's called a bonnet nut. So grab your spanner wrench, your crescent wrench. It's about 1 inch. Set that up, and it's going to be a turn this way to the right. To the left. And once you turn it a little bit, it should come free nice and easily by hand turning it. All right, at that point, you might be able to just pull this out of there by hand, but if not, grab your channel locks and you can just grab the top of it and pull it straight up. So the reason why it might be stuck in there a little bit is because, like, for example, we have very hard water that calcifies and it really wedges it in there. Okay, so that is out. All right, next we're going to drop our new piece in, and you should be able to just replicate how you pulled the old one out. But if you forgot, here's a couple of tips. Number one, there'll be an arrow here on the side. That's always going to go towards the faucet side, and these little two blue dots on either side will go into these rivets right here. So let's just drop that straight down. And make sure that it's flush all the way to the bottom. Now I'm going to add a little bit of grease. That's just not necessary or required, but it will make it a little bit easier in the future to remove this nut. And sometimes it can get on there pretty stiff. Okay, next we'll replace our bonnet nut. So you can spin that on there a few times until it's finger tight, and then grab your spanner wrench and give it another turn or two to make sure it's on there fairly secure. You don't want to over tighten it as well, but make sure that it's fairly secure. It's not going to come loose. All right, next is our handle. So this was in the full on position when we removed it. So it should go on in the full on position and then just drop straight down. Again, make sure that it is flush here at the bottom. Next, we'll take our set screw and our Allen wrench and we will secure that. And then the last step, perhaps the most difficult of all, just kidding. Put this little blue plastic piece back in there and that should be fixed. All right, we'll go turn our water on and we'll give it a quick test. Okay, it looks like our water is running. Handle is turning in the way we expect it to go for on and off. And I don't see a leak here. Now, these can be slow leaks, so maybe I wouldn't expect to see one right away anyway. So let's check it in an hour and make sure everything's good, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, it's been over an hour and that is dry, bone dry. And I think that means we have successfully fixed this faucet. So happy about that. Now again, there is a longer version of this video. You can click this link up here in the corner. That will take you straight to it, and we cover a lot more issues that can go wrong and a lot more detail on the things that we talked about here. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, use my Amazon affiliate links, and so forth. Until next time, this has been Steve for things that even I can do.